Hi, everyone, and welcome to your Education 107 course. My name is Kendall Purdue, and I am a new assistant director at the Career Development Center. And so just a little bit more about me. And like I said, I'm new to this position. I started in April, and I just graduated from the University of Michigan with my master's in education. And here's just a cute little picture of my fiance and I. He's pretty great. His name is Tanner. And that's my email, perdu1k@cmich.edu. And I'll be the new EHS liaison. So if you need anything career development related, you can absolutely always reach out to me. And today we're going to be going through a lot about just generally like our services and then touching on resumes. But before we get into that, here's our location and our hours. So we are in 240 in Ronan Hall, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. You can always call our main line, email our email, careers@cmich.edu, or go through our website. And you can book appointments through Handshake. And so what all do we offer at the Career Development Center? Career coaching, we have some incredible student programs, and we also put on events and fairs. So the student programs that we offer are Employer Spotlight. So we will bring employers to campus. We will offer them opportunities to get to interact with you all, get to know you all. And we have mock interviewing, which is pretty much headed by our career peer advisors. So your own fellow CMU students that will be working with you to develop your interview skills. I also do a lot of general resume review appointments. So you very well may end up getting help from someone that you can relate to a little bit more. And our first impressions program, where you can get one free professional outfit for a semester. So you should never be hindered going to an interview by a professional dress. That's an awesome program that we have as well, and that's in the UC Bovie. And so now getting a little into resumes. So here is just a fun little way that you can start thinking about resumes the same way that an employer does. And I won't click the link, but if you want to, you can go to resumegenius.com and 6-second resume challenge, and you can see just how quickly it is that they go through and just look at your resume from beginning to end. And so you really, obviously, need to get all the crucial, important information that truly reflects who you're going to be as an employee on that short couple pieces of paper. So the big question that everybody seems to have, how to build your resume. And how do you make yourself the most marketable candidate? And that is a very important question. So we can start off by just talking about some formatting things. So really making your name bold right from the beginning. Your name is larger than the rest of the font, so that is something that is memorable. The full address, like your home address, is not necessary today. A lot of people still put it on there. Not something that is as required as it once was, as long as you have state, location, city, things like that. You're typically fine. And making sure that you have a professional email. So your CMich email is always a good bet. Or if you have like Kendall or Purdue at gmail.com, but maybe not something like soccerlover229@hotmail.com. It's not quite going to fly the way that you want it to. Okay, so resume template. Right now, some of the most relevant experience you're going to have is just education that you're working on here at Central Michigan University. So that it can go right at the top, right under that contact info. And just really starting there, showing that you are working towards it. And then really going through your relevant professional experience. It can be any jobs that you've had while in college, whether it be part-time or an internship, professional development or leadership opportunities you've had, really getting that relevant experience. And then other additional experience like campus involvement. If you were an RA, if you were in alternative breaks, if you're in a sorority, fraternity, student athlete, etc. whatever campus involvement you have is extremely, extremely important to building that resume. And then honors and recognition. So any scholarships that you've been awarded, any times you've, excuse me, times you've been on the dean's list, the president's list, all those various accolades that you could be awarded. If you're a scholar in a certain program, like a MAC scholar. And so kind of the personalization aspect of a resume. So you can kind of showcase what you are wanting to based on the job description. So one big thing with resumes is also catering it to the specific position that you are applying to. So reading the job description requirements and even adding some of those keywords in those bullet points. So let me go back here. So another thing with bullet points is there's also typically 3 to 5 bullet points per position. And you're really starting out with like various strong action words. You are really going in, giving a full holistic view of the position in a short period of time and like short condensed summary, which can be difficult. And then overall the resume is less than 2 pages. It can be over 1, which I know a lot of people got the idea that it can only be 1 page, but it can be up to 2. 2 is the maximum I would keep it. And I would absolutely only add a relevant experience to the position that you are applying for. So if it is not going to help you in showcasing that you are qualified position you're applying for, I would keep it off your resume. And then 10 to 12 point font is what I would try to keep your overall resume in, to where it's not too small so you can't see it, but it's also taking up enough room on the page. And then back to these optional additional sections. So if you have technical skills, like if you know programming in Python, if you have certifications in like first aid, you've done a lot of volunteering, leadership, whatever you've done, if you are bilingual or beyond that, you can absolutely add that. Irrelevant coursework, if you're applying for a position that might not quite be in like the realm of what your work or professional experience has been, but you have the education, relevant coursework is also another section that can help show that you understand the position that you're applying for. Okay, so we're going to go through some example bullet points. So you're going to have a strong action verb, and then the who and what of the story, and then the results section of your experience. So like a very general, some very general bullet points would be: remove cardboard boxes from aisles, answers phones, works at a cash register. But when you really add in that strong action verb plus who, what, plus results, you get a strong action verb: improved. What did you improve? You improved access, and then the result was merchandise through timely stocking and zoning of 21 aisles. Answered phones. Your strong action verb would be engaged. And who or what was involved in over the phone and in-person customer support. And that allowed you to resolve inquiries and streamline the shopping experience. So work at a cash register. Cross-train would be the strong action verb to show that you have a lot of experience in different areas. Who, what, you were a cashier, and you provided additional POS support during peak hours. So these positions that to you might seem almost like mundane, like, oh, like I didn't gain the experience to like help me get something like an internship with a company like Dow or whatever organization you're looking at. I promise you're just not thinking of it in the way that is going to showcase the position to be the most valuable for allowing you to prove that you have those skills, that you have that experience. So language is absolutely a powerful thing. And think of your resume as a way to not lie or embellish on things that you've done, but just to format it in a way that really shows exactly what you've done. Okay, so here's another one. So This is one that actually my coworker Erica O'Toole did, because she put together a Google Classroom. And so an example that could be facilitated. So because she built and created and is now facilitating the information on this Google Classroom, that'd be the perfect strong action verb. But in education, by creating classroom webpage on Google Classroom, it can be a home for like all of our curriculum resources. She also partnered with academic advising on it. And she updated over 120 students' families on assignments, activities, and events. So it is a perfect example of a bullet point that includes all those 3 aspects that you're going to be wanting to include in them. So some sample keywords that are going to potentially show up in job descriptions that you need to be looking for are here. So I won't say all of them, but for example, like if you're an education major and you're reading position with looking at technology integration, growth, data, curriculum development, if you are seeing those words and you can find experiences of yours that line up, then absolutely add that phrasing to your resume, or just showing that you at least have experience with technology, with whatever aspect they're looking for in education. Anyway, so I know you're not here with me, that you're at home, but I would love for you, whether it's on piece of paper, on Google Docs, Microsoft Word, whatever platform you're using, even if you just practice one bullet point before you come and see us, I think that would be a great way to just start really thinking about your resume in a way that it's showcasing you in the best way possible. So make sure you have that strong action verb, such as facilitate, who or what. So just giving that background information and the action that occurred, and then the result. So what was the outcome of what you did in that experience? So I absolutely would love you at home to go and try writing one out. And some other helpful tips with your resume. So you don't need to put everything you've ever done on your resume. If you were on the cross-country team in middle school, like I was, that's not something I'd put on my resume now, because it's not relevant to the work I'm doing now. And also because there's that like 1 to 2 page limit, you really just want skills and experiences and professional development on there that is applicable directly to the position that you're applying for. So you're going to update your resume before you apply to every position. And whether that's updating your address, updating your work experience, making sure that you have everything updated before you officially submit that resume to an employer. And then we will talk about applicant tracking systems. So 60% of employers have admitted to using applicant tracking systems, and that unfortunately makes them misqualified candidates because the way that they are unfriendly with formatting very often. So using columns as your resume, using columns in your resume is one thing that can make it more difficult for an employer to actually get to look at your resume because of that robot aspect that's just looking at it before they even get to see it. You absolutely want to use a PDF form when you are submitting your resume to an organization, but if you've been saving it too many times, if it's been gone through like too many transitions, it could become corrupted and might not open the way that it is intended. So making sure that you also have that on there, and then trying to stick to 2 megabytes of a file size, because you don't want it to be too big to where the employer can't even open it. Then jobscan.co is a great way to just go and look at and get an idea of your resume meeting those requirements. So another thing that goes with the applicant tracking system is we've been talking about those keywords, making sure that you have those keywords in your resume, because if you don't have some sort of keywords or some way to show that you have the correct experience, you could get looked over before the actual human employer can look at your resume. So reading that job description intentionally and building your resume from that. And then proofreading. If you're misspelling some of those keywords, if you're misspelling like the names of organizations that you've worked with or just positions that you've had, that can absolutely just go under the radar of the AI system, the AT, applicant tracking system. And then you could get brushed out of the pile, even if you are a qualified candidate who would be a great fit for the role. And then, like I said, save the PDF, but not too many versions. And then naming your file in a smart manner, such as kind of Purdue resume, and not something that you're going to lose it, or could be seen as unprofessional by an employer. And then general suggestions. Every resume is going to be different. There's not a cookie cutter resume. We might give you a template. That doesn't mean that you don't need to make it unique to your own experiences, to the industry that you're looking at. Showcasing what you as a person bring to that resume, like showing your experiences and how they've impacted you. And so, like we kind of talked about, picking the headings that are going to best showcase your experiences, whether that be leadership, volunteer work, technical skills, certifications, whatever is going to best showcase you, adding that to your resume. And then, like we all just touched on, the template is not a concrete thing, it is a guide. So if you are someone that you're looking at a black and white template like what we have on our website, and you're a marketing major, or if you're someone who is in education and you're like, you feel confident that you can make a professional resume while adding more of your individual touch, absolutely go ahead, as long as you have like that consistent formatting and follow some of those suggestions that we said with having like your relevant experience, making it clean and consistent, then absolutely make it your own. And make your passion for that area and interest stand out. Talk about what you love about the industry. And so many people in education go into it because of that love and just that investment in the quality of education that these students are receiving. So just having that come across in your own way. And then you can also find our career guide, and I can show you how to find that. And then Handshake, scheduling an appointment. And so there are some people that still struggle a little bit with this, but you can go through Handshake online to not only schedule an appointment, but building up your profile almost like a LinkedIn profile. Having a headshot, which we offer free headshot events, making sure that you have like your descriptions filled out, that you have all your relevant experiences put on there, because employers will absolutely be looking at your profile. Because that is the unique thing about Handshake, is they are looking for college students as their applicant, college students and alumni as their applicants. So they're absolutely going to be looking at your profiles for those things. And then career fairs and events, you can find the dates of things like the teacher fair, or networking 101 fair, or mocktails event, and then career related resources. So more things on like what we have on our website, but even just more in depth. And I would just also like to say thank you all for letting me be a part of your experience here at CMU. And like I said, I'm the new liaison for EHS, and so you can send me an email at perdu1k@cmh.edu, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.